everyone! Welcome back to our channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, I am going to share with you how I shade Roblox clothing. Before we move on to the actual topic of this video, let me share what I do before making a Roblox clothing. First, I find good inspo in which I can somehow see the folds of the clothing. In the Pinterest search bar, I just typed in soft blue clothing PNG since soft blue is the theme of my clothing group. See how there's a bunch of good clothing to choose from? Found this simple but cute top. After I find a good inspo, that's the time I import it to Medibang Paint Pro. Medibang is usually what I use because painting here is kind of easy for me. Now, I'll do the linear art and the base coloring first. I'll be back after for the shading.
I don't wanna lose you. Got your picture in my phone. Swear to God you're leaving, but you don't gotta leave right now. I don't really know what I'm gonna do.
This is how I shade Roblox clothing. There are 5 brushes, tools that I mostly use for shading. Pen, airbrush, smudge, blur, and of course the eraser. I like to keep the pen at the size of 1 with 50 to 100 opacity and the airbrush at 5 to 15% opacity. For the smudge tool, I usually keep it at 50% opacity and 5% opacity for the blur tool. For the eraser, I like to keep it at 15% opacity. I learned not to use black in shading because it makes the folding unnatural and too exaggerated. To pick the right colors for shading, I use the color picker tool to pick colors from the folds of the top that I import. Here, I am shading the chest area. I start by using the pen to create a crease. Then I use the smudge tool to create a shape similar to the crease of the top. Then I use the blur tool to have that fading effect just at the end of the creases. I keep on picking colors according to the clothing and basically do the same thing as before. I use the eraser tool to erase thick layers of the shade.
Sitting here, broken hearted. I've never been so low, 'cause I don't really know
I use the airbrush to create shadow just on the boob part.
about you.
I just do the same thing. Pen to create a crease, smudge to shape the crease, blur to have that fading effect, airbrush to create bigger shadows, and erase if there are thick layers of the shades. If I want to add another shade, I just add another layer. I keep on adding new layers so that if I have mistakes, it's easy to delete, and it does not tangle up with the other shadings. That's basically all of it on how I shade any of my Roblox clothing. Observe the speed designing if you want to learn something.
Take the thoughts straight from my mind and leave myself down and drooling all the time.